I mean, let's get a few things out of the way. I realize that I look like hot death, but I'm in the process of moving. And I have finally moved into the new apartment, which is lovely. There have been plenty of trials and tribulations of which I will explain. But I am lucky to be here. And let's see. Yeah, I am going on my 4th consecutive day packing. But can we discuss the lighting and how much better it is? And the fact that I'm no longer in a closet. Before we go any further, I'm going to grab my Dr. Dennis Gross lip primer, Plump and Repair lip treatment, because I always forget to put it on, and it really should be the first thing you do, because I have found that this product, if it sits on your lips for about 20 minutes, whatever follows looks glorious. So I can't complain about that. So yeah, I know I look really rough, but we have so many new products that have come in since I've been moving, and they've been sitting in boxes for a couple of weeks. And I noticed that Goddess Danessa Myricks sent some beautiful products to my old house. So I have a friend forwarding those over to me. I'm excited to get those and try them. I'm guessing it's primers, those new primers. I know she came out with a new shade, but maybe it's something else. So yeah, but I have so many new products and life updates to give you. So here we go. Let's see. Where do we want to begin? Well, we have the new Adept Cosmetics Minka 2 palette. I guess, is it Minka 2? It's a redo of the original Minka palette, which is glorious. It's somewhere over here. I have new shelving and I'm not sure where it's at. But this is the new one. The only thing I'll say, this packaging is very nice. It kind of reminds me of a Natasha Denona palette. However, I hope that they're going to change the covers, because if they're all going to look like this, we're going to be running into Gucci blush mothership territory. But anyway, Minka is one of my favorite Adept palettes. It's great for holiday, but it's very like gold silver heavy. And from my understanding, this new one, they've kind of bridged it out to include some additional shades. So let's take a look at that. That is glorious. So this is the Rich Bitch from Freck. This is the weirdest consistency primer, but I really like it. It just, yeah. Kind of has the texture of semen from what I remember of dating, which has been years ago, so I don't know. It gives a beautiful, like, just, it's a great everyday primer. It's not, you know, like the most luxurious, but it gives a great slip. It has a silicone-y feel, which is really nice. I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes first, because although these feel much smoother, they're so metallic that I could see there being some fallout, and I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to grab my trusty Rare Beauty. Oh my god. Can we discuss the magic that is going on with the implosion of the Emilia Perez Oscar campaign? Like, I'm so thankful that a trans actress has finally got nominated for Best Actress, or supporting for that matter, at the Oscars. But the things that have come out of this woman's mouth, the woman who is the lead, Carla Sofia Gascon, or the things that the rival studios want us to think have come out of her mouth, well, you know, they're tweets. So they're old tweets and old Instagram and Facebook messages. And she has said some of the most vile, racist shit. So it's just crazy to me. I haven't seen that. You know, I follow the Oscars. I follow all award shows. And I have not seen anything like that in a long, long time. Speaking of, last night was a Grammy night, and I was surprised how they really spread the wealth between you know, not Billy. Billy and Taylor for the first time didn't win any, which was kind of nice. But between Kendrick and Chapel and Sabrina and Charlie and Doechii, and then finally Beyonce won Album of the Year, which I am so happy about. I love Cowboy Carter. Is it Beyonce's greatest album? I don't know. It's probably like top 3, but she's been waiting so long to win this thing that I was really pleased. Okay, so let's start with a lighter color on the outside, and I'm going to grab the color Toya on this first eye. There is some powdery kickback, but it's not nearly what it used to be under the old Minka palette, which I believe came out like maybe 2 years ago at the holidays. And it must have been a huge seller for them to do this kind of remake. I'm going to concentrate this up high towards the eyebrow, which I'm going to go back in a second and work on. I mean, as much as I can. I need to take tonight and shave and clean up my eyebrows and everything because I do have to return to work. Now I'm going to go in with the color Elena on the outer portion. This is a beautiful, like, smoky mauve color. This was not in the original palette. I do not believe. I believe Toya and Maria were the only mattes that were in the original, and they've added 2 or 3 new ones to this endeavor. I saw Patty Alonso say that this is the purple palette she wishes Natasha Denona had put out. And I get what she's saying there, but at the same time, I like the Roxa palette. And look, in a way, the indie brands can do more as far as being more avant-garde with their palettes, because they don't have to worry about selling the sheer number that like a Natasha Denona has to worry about. And so they can take more risks. I mean, look at Isamaya. I noticed this morning her new packaging and some new product line stuff launched that's inevitably going to go into Sephora. And it looks a lot more conservative than it used to. And that's what happens when you take on a big account like a Sephora. Okay, I want to deepen that up just a tit. So I'm going to go in just a tit with Ariana. Speaking of that whole Oscar campaign, I bet Ariana Grande is just pacing in her house right now, wondering if she might be able to get supporting actress after this fallout with Emilia Perez. Okay, that's really pretty. So now I'm going to grab my Pat McGrath Intensify wand, which I do not have. So where is it is the question. Okay. Again, I'm trying to find everything, and my shoulders hurt so bad from this move. So yeah, so slowly last week after work, I would move over what I had here in Oklahoma City. And then Thursday, the movers came to Fayetteville, and then they were supposed to bring the stuff here on Friday, but then they called and asked if they could bring it here on Thursday afternoon. And then pretty much for the last 3 days, it's been unpacking, like some maintenance type people coming to build some furniture, including what I'll show you when I get it finished, that the makeup is sitting on. So yeah, it's been kind of nutty. So I'm going to go in with the color Anya on the outer portion here. Just like the outer third. And this is a beautiful, like, pewter color. And I just want that to be on the darkest corner out here, because I want the star of the show to be Linda in this case, which is this multi-chrome with just every color sparkle you can think of in it. And I want that to be the star of this look. God, that is gorgeous. That's really pretty. And then for inner third, this is so dark right now, so I'm going to go in with Sandra, which it appears to be one of the lighter. There's like 3 or 4 kind of lighter shades in here. This is one of those like slightly thicker, jellier textured ones. That's really nice. I'm gonna go back in with a little of that Linda because I lost a little bit, and kind of go over that first color a little bit. Okay, so we'll come back to that one in a second. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do the other eye, then we'll do concealer and clean up the bottoms. So for this other eye, I keep seeing this color in here, Joshua and Clara. I don't know if it's Joshua and Clara or Joshua and Maya, but this Joshua color is like a teal color, which I think will look really cool against the purple. So I've already done my primer. So let's go in on this one with the color Dana, which is a very vivid purple. So yeah, I thought the Grammys last night were really good. Of course, it helps that Beyonce finally won, and you know I'm a Beyonce obsessive. But that had to be a hard show to put on this year with the fires and the plane crash, and then everything that's been going on, and just kind of morale being so low. And I thought they did a nice job. I mean, Trevor Noah has done a really great job with that brand the last 5 years, and he's had COVID, the pandemic, the outdoor Grammys, the post, and now this with the fires and the wildfires, and it's just been crazy. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the color Maria, which is a very purple, bold purple color. It's pretty. And clean that up a little bit again with that first color. And then with my Pat McGrath Intensify wand, I wanted to get that new Pat McGrath glass skin thing, even though I realize it's just for photos and stuff, but I thought it would be fun. And isn't that what we want of Pat McGrath? Is more editorial, but it sold out so quick. That should be a sign to her. Okay. So I'm going to go in with Clara, which is a bold fuchsia color, on the outer third. And just stamp that in with my fingers. I find with Adette, fingers work best with the metallics because they can be so creamy. Now I want the star of this look to be Maya, which is this super sparkly pink. Oh my goodness. I'll put that on. That is a chunkier one. And I would say it's a little bit drier, but in a good way. Like the glitters are really big and present. By the way, not getting a ton of fallout with these, which, you know, used to with Adept, you sometimes would. So this is really great. This is where I wanted to really make this Joshua color, the star, this color. So I'm gonna, it's almost like neon. Make this the inner third and blend it. Okay, that's really cool. That's a crazy bold color. Speaking of Patty Alonso, I saw her say this might end up being like the palette of the year, and it's January. Well, February now, but you know what I'm saying. Go in with a little bit more of that Maya. That's beautiful. So yeah, you've got a lighter, more fun eye over here, and you've got something really glamorous and bold over here. So let's go in with a concealer, and for today I grabbed the Tower 28 because it's a really good, reasonably priced concealer that's available at Sephora. So I'm going to grab this, and I have mine in the shade DTLA, Dave, Tom, Lee, Andrew. I'm not sure where they get their names, but okay. That looks really beautiful. So I have some cool products that we're going to talk about in a minute that I had to show you. Some of them are brand new, and then some, like I always say, are new to me. And then sometimes I'll get sent stuff. I wish that I would get sent more. But I'm so grateful for what I do. Okay, like I said, Danessa sent me something. I'm so grateful. It means something really cool when it's a brand like her, or I get stuff from Lisa Eldridge sometimes that you really respect. I've occasionally got stuff from Adept. This palette though, this time I bought on my own. Okay, so now we need to do the lower lashes. And so on this first one, I'm going to go in with that Dana color. Actually, I'm going to mix the Dana and the Maria to get something that can work well with either. That looks really nice. And I'm going to grab just a touch of that Dana to kind of blend that out a little bit. And I just got it straight in my eye. So I'll probably be crying in just a second. I'm going to grab that Maria just for the outer third, which, like I said, I'll probably start crying in just a second because that brush went straight into my eye. And that needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but I'll take care of that. For the other one, I'm going to grab the color Elena. I really don't know. Like, one of these I would say is like the more glamour eye, and one is the more fun eye. You know, with Adept, they put out, I don't know, 8 palettes a year or something. So sometimes they're, you know, they'll go everywhere from 7th to 20th or 30th in my list of palettes at the end of the year. This one I think is going to be high up there. And I'm going to go in with Ariana on the outer third. And I grabbed too much there. I could start using my rougher brushes because this is just Sonia Crochet, but they're still packed. And then I'm going to go in with just a little bit of the color Toya, just to kind of blend that out and to introduce a little bit of that purple back in. I mean, it's not nearly as purple as that other eye. So those look really cool. For the inner color, on the one over here, I'm going to go back in with that Sandra on the inner eye here. And then, yeah, I'm going to with Joshua because it's just so fun over here. I'm actually going to bring that and Sandra a little bit under. So yeah, you got one that's like really fun and then one that's more just pure glamour. This is a stunning palette. Adapted really well on this. I am in so much pain from this move. I'm going to go ahead and set my under eyes because I don't want them to crease. I don't really have a problem with this Tower 28 creasing, but I'm just going to grab my Prada powder. Just so funny because I made so much fun of this when it came out. I was like, why would anybody want a $90 powder? And then I had a $20 off coupon at Nordstrom, and I use this powder all the time now. It just does a really nice job. Okay, so both of these are like purpley looks. So I decided to grab the Valentino Colorgraph liner, and this is in the purple dose color. I love these. You know, I love the Victoria Beckham liners. I like some Natasha. I like Pat liners. But these Valentino ones are almost as good as the Victoria Beckham ones, and they're really fun colors. This purple is really beautiful. It's a metallic purple. So I'm going to go in here. And I can actually do this purple on both. Actually, I say that. This other eye is so pink heavy that I think what I'm going to do, if I can find it, is grab the Valentino, motherfucker, where is it? The Valentino Colorgraph in pink PP. This one. And I'm going to do that on this eye. Because this eye is like crazy colorful. But this should show you with one palette, you get two very different looks. And I'm going to go ahead and on the one over here, let's just go full on bananas bonkers. Let me grab my Rephr curler. And I could do like hot pink over here, but I want to pick up that green, and I've already got the pink in the liner, and over here I can do, you know, purple. Actually, brown would be really nice on this one too, but we're clearly going with fun today and colorful. So on this eye, I'm going to grab the Pat McGrath Aquarian Dream, which is from a couple holidays ago, but I liked it so much I have some backups. And this should really pull on that teal color a lot. Okay, that's fun. On the other eye, I'm going to grab the Chanel, where is it? In Noir Allure, which was a limited edition color last fall. I think the funniest facial expressions, they're like a cross between like sex act and constipated when putting on makeup. But we have two very distinct eyes here today, And it would be funny if I got a package or something right now, because I would look batshit bananas, but whatever. So yeah, I think those look really cool. And you can see like the hot pink of the Valentino PP here is really pulling out the pink, and then the green is pulling out the green, and then over here the purple from the Valentino liner. I think that looks really cool, and it's a metallic one. I know that the Not Fit for Print Beauty lady told me on one of her things the other day that Victoria Beckham says don't put the metallic in the waterline. I've never had an issue with that, but I know that some people say do not do that. So I'm going to grab my Precisely My Brow Benefit pencil and just kind of fill in my brows. Like I said, they're a mess right now. I need to take care of them later tonight. It also looks as if I might have not put that mascara on in the most beautiful way, but we can clean it up. When in doubt, we'll clean it up. I would say that I am struggling to find my mirror. I have a new mirror behind me, so I'm struggling to find where exactly it plugs in or where I should plug into it, but we'll figure it out. I've got my Lisa Eldridge, the concealer pencil, and I'm going to go in and just kind of go under that eye a little bit and try to hide the sheer number of hairs under there that I need to clip off later tonight. Oh yeah, I did get some mascara down here. I'll fix that. It's fine. That's a great pencil for that kind of product, you know, for that kind of project, just cleaning up. And then it's great for like course correcting, like this big red zit on the end of my nose. She says to just kind of scribble over it. Don't do like actual pinpoint, even though that's what it's called, but just kind of scribble over it. And then it also helps with like these capillaries here, and then go in with your finger and warm it up, and it will cover those capillaries and dark spots. And it really does work on covering up these areas that you have like little imperfections. Not that I have any, but still. Okay, so we need a foundation, and then we have new products to look at today as far as lips and blush. So we have a new lips from the like kind of cool 90s collection from a new brand to me. And then we have new blushes. I know that there were 7 shades released in the United States. I only have 3 because I had some coupon or points to use up or whatever at Sephora, but I do have 3 of the new YSL blushes, so I'm really excited about those. I'm hoping they're not too good, so that I'm not going to want to go get more of them, but whatever. Okay, so let's do this About Face foundation, the Performer. I gotta say, I'm really liking it so far. I've been trying it. I tried it in one video prior, and I really like it. I have mine in the shade LN2. This is another Patty Alonso, which, by the way, it's Patty Alonso and Alicia Archer's fault that I even have all of this, because it was like a rainy day a few years ago. I remember it specifically, and I put on their playlist because prior to that I had like I had a little bit of Fenty Beauty because I'm a Rihanna person. Back in the day, I think I had her, I think it was called Moroccan Spices palette, and just a couple of, interesting shades here or there. But I watched a Patty Alonso and Alicia Archer, their videos where they were talking about Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath motherships, and I was just like, I'm going to try that. And I started getting some products long before I, had the Instagram or now this YouTube. And for some reason, the way they presented their products or the way they talked about, particularly Pat McGrath, and the motherships, it just, I was like, I'd like to try that. And lo and behold, now pretty much a makeup room later, 3 years later, and lots of debt probably, but I'm able to try some really cool products, and it's turned into a really nice way of kind of helping me unwind making these little videos from my day job, which can be stressful. I'm going to go up a little bit higher on this than I normally would, but to kind of get any of that product that had fallen from where I was sloppily putting on mascara. So yeah, I like this About Face foundation. It reminds me a little bit of the Pat McGrath. It reminds me a little bit of the L'Oreal True Match. Oh, we have sirens. I live in the city now. So let's go ahead and I'm going to grab my Dior contour stick. This is in the shade 3. I also have shade 1, but 3 is a little darker. It's probably too dark for me, but 2 looks really warm, almost like a bronzer to me, and I don't need, I say that, another bronzer. So I like 3, and I can blend it out. I also have 1, which is more similar to like that Westman Atelier biscuit that I love so much. But this works. Just a little bit deeper. I like the Dior. I like that new Dior foundation a great deal. I mean, they do too. All Dior products, much like Chanel and Armani and all that, they're very expensive, but it is nice. I saw Givenchy has a new foundation too. I've never really tried Givenchy other than the powder, which we all know where that's gone. But it seems to be the year that we're getting a lot of complexion. Okay, so that looks nice. I'm going to grab my Lancome bronzer. Actually, I'm not going to do bronzer today because I want us to really see what the colors of the blushes look like. The blushes that I did not grab hold. We're losing it. President Trump pauses proposed tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and others. Of course he did, because he realized, guess what, the prices would go up. People wouldn't like that. So I got 3 colors. I got 2 of the satins and 1 of the mattes. I don't typically like mattes, but this was such a beautiful color. So the first one I got is in the color, and these are really beautiful. Their packaging. This is in 93. It's weird it doesn't say on the back here what the color name is. It just says 93. Weird. I'll put it in. So let's see. That's beautiful. It reminds me a little bit of the Armani, what is that, 51? Or the, like an RMS blush. It's got like a metallic shine to it. Then I know the next one I got is 44, which is Nude Lavalliere or whatever, which is what their signature color. And so, and it's also a satin. Okay, so it's a little bit more mauve-y than the first one. And then the third one I got is their terracotta peach color, and it's a matte. And I don't really have, that I know of, I'm sure I do, but a blush this color. It's like a warm terracotta peach color. I'll tell you right off the bat, these feel really beautiful. I would say that they feel on par, maybe a little bit more powdery than the Gucci ones, which are kind of like my gold standard, but they feel really nice. So yeah, I'll probably have to get the others. I know that mixed berry shade would be beautiful with this. Or there's a spicy berry or something that's been sold out. Let's go with this one over here with this more kind of very glam look. Let's go with the Nude Lavalliere, which is number 44. I like this color a lot because I have it in their liquid product and I like it a lot. Okay, yeah, these are pigmented. I'd say they're more pigmented at first than like the Gucci ones. But they blend out nicely. But yeah, I would say the Gucci ones are a little more buildable right off the bat. These are more pigmented right off the bat. And I like the YSL liquid blushes. I like the Armani ones, I think, a little bit better. I think the Armani ones are a little bit more translucent and they're easier to build up. The YSL ones come on strong right out the gate. So for the other one, let's do 93 on this side, which is that pinky one with like a golden reflex. Okay, yeah, there's a good amount of kickback on these, and that would explain the just sheer amount of color that comes off right off the bat. I don't think they're as hard pressed, or not that the Gucci ones are hard pressed, because they're like my gold standard. I love them so much. But I would say these are a little bit, they have more kickback, a little looser in the pan. I'm actually going to grab a little bit of 37 and put it a little bit lower down here, which is the matte one. Okay, that's really pigmented. Not in a bad way, but you just have to be really careful. So I've got a mix of 37 and 93 on this side. And I went a little bit too low on it, so I'm gonna grab my foundation brush to clean that up. They're beautiful, don't get me wrong. They're very pigmented though. I love the fact that they did their packaging with the color on top, so they're easy to find, which is one issue with the Gucci ones that's kind of a problem. Flip side, these feel lighter than I would have expected them. It feels like they need to be just a little bit heavier, but they're really beautiful nonetheless. I think I added too much of that terracotta color, so I'm going to go back in with a little 93 on this side to cool that down just a little bit. Yeah, that's beautiful though. Those are really nice. For a highlight, I'm gonna grab this Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow. I have mine in this shade Pink Moon. I had been wanting to try these forever, and I had a coupon the other day, or not a coupon, she had a sale around the holidays, and I finally was able to get this. I'm obsessed with this highlighter. It's kind of like the Dior, but way more, what'd you say, like refined. It's not quite as chunky as some of the Dior's can be, because as you know, like some of the Dior's have bigger particles. This one is more finely milled. But I think that this is supposed to be more of her version of like the Dior Star filter. So that's why it's a little bit more finely milled. But since we're going to go full glamour today, I'm actually going to put on a powder too. So I've got my Chanel, the new spring, what is this called? The oversized eyeshadow and highlighter palette. And these are so smooth and pretty. On this side, I'm going to go in with the champagne color that's on kind of the top. These are so refined. Because sometimes Chanel highlighters, you know, can be crazy, which I love. But these are lovely. On the other side, I'm going to go in with the kind of pinker color, which is just called medium. I don't know what that is. This one's more of a highlight / blush topper for me. I like putting down a liquid like that, like a Dior, or well, Chanel has a new one coming out for the summer I saw, or like that Lisa Eldridge I put down, because it gives the highlighter something to stick to. Okay, so I wanted to get into the cool lip trend, you know, get my 90s like MAC thing going, but I didn't necessarily want the MAC, and so I grabbed a couple of products from Ma Beauty, which is a company that I've been wanting to try forever, and I've reached out to them before to see if I can get some products, and they've never responded back. I'd love to try their cream eyeshadows, but I wanted to try some of their products, and so I grabbed a set. They're 3 kind of 90s. Let me see, where did I put them? They're 3 kind of 90s liners, and then they have 5. I grabbed 5 of their matte lipsticks. So let me grab that. I like their cardboard packaging aesthetic. These blushes are intense. I noticed that. So I grabbed their Cool Liners trio that they have on their website, which is at a reduced price because you get the 3. And so it has 3 shades in it. It has M1990, which is like a, I don't know how you would describe that. I wouldn't necessarily call that cool. It's just a very neutral, I think it's their take on Spice from MAC. And then there's M159, which is kind of, yeah, so this one is definitely cooler and grayer. That's really nice. I guess that would be more of a taupe. And then the darkest one is M147, which is kind of like a walnut color. So there they are. I think those are really cool colors. And then I grabbed 5 of their lipsticks. So the first one is M154B, which I think is their take on the MAC Spice, which is so popular. It's a very cool neutral concealer lip. That's a really cool color. I like that. Then we have M94, which is a more of a mauve color. This one's cool, but it's definitely got more of a pink tinge to it. We have M102, which is a gray, essentially. A taupey gray. If I want to go full 90s. M119, which is also a kind of gray, but this one's more of a terracotta, brownish. I would say this one's got some caramel in it. And then finally M171, which is like a latte color. These are lipstick shades I don't have anywhere else in my collection, so I thought it was really cool. Let's do M1990, which is their kind of concealer lip. And I'm gonna mix that. Where did it go? Is it M1990? I want to grab that grayish color. No, I'm going to grab that concealer color. This is some gripping television, I'm sure. To go with this. Yeah, I'm going to grab M102. And then I'm going to grab M159 for the liner. So my lips are really hydrated now because I put that product on first. So I'm going to grab M159, which is that middle color. These slide on really nicely. They're not too slippy. This is like one of those shadow liners that just makes it look like you have a shadow on your lips. You know, I don't have anything else like this in my collection, so I think it's kind of cool. And then we're gonna grab this middle color, the grayest, I guess you would say. Yeah, that's not something I have in my normal collection. I don't know if I look dead or not, but I get it. It's a moment. I'm going to go back in a little bit. And with the side of the pencil. It's not an everyday thing, but it is interesting. You know what I'm going to do? I want us to take a look at this as it is, because I think that's a really cool product. I just, you know, it's not for like the faint at heart. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of the Adept lip gloss masks that I like so much that came out. I'm going to grab the lilac one because I think it will tie the purple in. These are so nice if you haven't tried these. Okay, that's actually really nice because it's adding just a little bit of purple. Yeah, so it's not quite as deathly looking. And I'm going to grab my Peach and Lily setting spray. So yeah, forgive me for today. We've been getting used to a new space, but I am excited to be here, and I'll be excited in probably a week or two when everything's in its place and where it needs to be. But I hope you enjoyed looking at some new products today. New eyeshadow, new lip, and new blushes. Adept, Mob Beauty, and YSL mixed in with some favorites and new favorites. We definitely have some bold looks here. These two go really well together. Something a little bit pinkier would have gone better here, but these two look pretty spectacular together. If you liked it, and I hope you did, then yeah, please like, subscribe, follow along, shop my links, unsolicited advice on YouTube and Instagram, and I promise I will be in better order next time. And another 6 Epsom salt baths later, and I should feel better too. So thanks for joining today. I'll cut in the pictures of the finished looks, but I think particularly this combo looks pretty spectacular. So good reviews all the way around on all the products today. The Adept new Minka palette is an enhancement to an already beautiful palette. It's just broadened it and refined the formulas. I really like these Mob Beauty products. Like I said, these colors, they have traditional colors too, but these are kind of cool and bringing something new and different, and bringing the 90s back a little bit. I particularly like it with that lip gloss, that lilac colored lip gloss from Adept on top. And then those YSL blushes are pretty spectacular, although, like I said, very pigmented, so be careful or kick off your brush a little bit. I mean, look at the brush. There's a lot of pigment still on there. So yeah, like, subscribe, shop, all that goodness, and I'll cut in the pictures, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much for joining today. Bye.